Hello, everyone. My name is Flicker, and right now I'm just trying to metabolize and sit with some feelings so that they go away. I have only fiction and perspective to draw from. I'm gonna grab something from this. Too fucking serious for my own damn good. Now I'm just trying to metabolize my feelings in hopes they'll go away by turning them into fiction. Or rather, an extension of my fiction. Because there's no point in staying attached to someone who doesn't even like you in the first place. No. I'm sitting here with this because I'm trying to figure out what the siren song that keeps calling me back is. This feeling of yearning has been around a lot longer than anything related to this. This is just the most recent thing it's attached to. That's all. Should have saved this, like I saved this, with a transparent background instead of the one I gave. Yes, but no. They're closer to the forehead, if anything. That's closer to the top of the head. Technically, this should be... Well, no, because... Technically, I could shift the head down some, or bring the lips up some. Yeah, I got the arm pose pretty much correct. Too big. Well, this pen doesn't exactly allow for smaller drawings. At this scale, you're trying to shrink something down to near pixel level. Okay, and... trying to figure out these details a little. How they would be positioned. Well, the pose with the arms is off because it's at a different height for the hands. Come on. Nope. Drew it up to there, yes. That's this further one, so then the holding point would be here. About here. And this is just me metabolizing my feelings. Yes, but kind of no. Getting this out of my system before I do my sky dailies, even if that means I end up going to bed later. That's the top of this fucking dress, not necessarily the inside line for the shoulders relative to body proportions. Yes, but no. Why? Because the perspective doesn't quite work like that. Perspective isn't quite right, but whatever. It's not like I can do much to change the older drawing. Yes, but also no. Because then if it were to grow from there, it would be all the way over here. That doesn't make sense. So having it be back here, well, that makes for a pretty interesting visual, but whatever. Whatever. For as much as I want that, that usually doesn't show up unless the character intends it to, so in that regard, no. This is good enough as is. Delete everything on this layer, transfer it onto the lower layer, and lock that in place. Can you stop fucking around? They say never hell is paved with good intentions. But it's only sin they can see. I'll be glad you chose to weaponize morality. And it's late for that you ceased. Put on the devil horns you gave to me. I'm hesitant, and deeply hesitant to try and draw anything representing that piece of fiction I thought I saw in the other person. I hate this fucking hesitation I'm stuck with. I don't even bother to pray. You're down on your knees for those angels, but they're more vicious than me. You're hoping they'll bring you salvation, when it's only sin they can see. You know, it might as well. Lives in my head rent free. We get to stop pretending. And we want to. No. That's not directed towards the fiction. That was directed towards myself. Well, if we're going to organize by that, you'd put this over here and put this all over here. Well, that's the only thing that doesn't have a specific direction. Because the direction is already pointed. Not to the left or right, but straight at the viewer for context and information about ourselves. Between all the different ways we try to show up and some of the sentiments, attitudes, and feelings that were present. Can you stop fucking around? What am I laughing at? Even your imagination won't figure it out. After all, you don't really know me, do you? Your imagination will only tell you what's convenient enough for you to believe. Still have this. Not like it's of much fucking use. Trying to figure out what I'm trying to grasp at here in my mind, and it's just not going away. Why am I even locking it as a separate layer? There we go. Keep on feeling like I'm hearing Sayonara. Wait, let's go back a search result or two. I want to know what the fuck that trope is. Fucking what? Hmm. Okay, so that's the trope they're referencing. Hmm. And of course, there's my dumbass brain. The gesture isn't much of a gesture if no sacrifice is made. I refuse to win this way. So long as you're happy without me, I'll be fine. Choice between fiction and reality. I'll take reality. Even if it means breaking an illusion I like. Ah, my dumbass in the fiction I fell in love with. Give or take 10%, 50% resonance. Give or take 10%. Oh, I. Still glad I had the previous fucking version of this drawing. This hesitation, gaining perspective. So long as you're happy without me, I'll be fine with walking away. Eventually. It's already been, what, like 2 years? I've still got another 8 to go until my self-imposed fucking time limit on getting over everything is over. Even if it weren't a self-imposed time limit, I still think that's how long it would take for these feelings to disappear. 10 fucking years. Is there anything on that layer? No, there isn't. Then why the fuck am I... Alright, because I wasn't using it in the traditional way I do, where the drawing layer was on top of the other references of past attempts. I'm most definitely gonna have to cut out the audio from when I started listening to the other songs, but whatever. I'm glad I had it left that typing error in. What am I hooked on right now? Emotionally, what am I hooked on? Cognitively, what am I hooked on? Ah, I really don't want to search around this song. What in the fuck kind of bullshit am I on? What kind of bullshit am I still on? That's the real question. Mask in the mirror is where I'm stuck at. Why am I still focused on this? Why am I still reflecting on it? Because it's not that easy to get over. In fact, those feelings are burning bright and got catch on fire. No, that's a funny thought. I'm thinking and waiting for them to come back when I'm just trying to process my own damn feelings. Because even if they were to interact with me a second time, I can't afford to risk my heart again. Not when it hurt this much. Kind of, at the same time, no. Uh, as long as you're happy without me. Mm. Is that really what I'm looking for? Or is it just convenient enough for now? Time, I guess we'll never know. Don't you say that you're sorry. We almost grew close, but don't say that you're sorry. You don't really want me now. Just don't say that you're sorry. You don't really want me now. You don't really want me now. Made that clear from the start. But I really just wanted to hope. Found the ghost in the room, tearing out of my wounds and tearing out my eyes. They must be lying to me, I can't deny. Never going back that way, never gonna relive that day. See it all, well I can do nothing. Wanna scream out, but my mouth is frozen. My eyes now can't look away. Wanna turn, but my body stays. I see them talk. Can't make out what they say. Something about desire. How I'm in the way. Can't tell if you're asleep or awake when you call my name, but we're face to face. And face lines undefined. We can free ourselves from chains, unlocked forever changed. Yeah. And don't wanna feel that way again now. Like poetry, the hard truth revealed. Can't call my name now. It's a side effect of love to lose control, just to realize you're better on your own. The real repair, final update. If it's overloaded for the perceived possibility, redivert into self-love. Otherwise, do not take an input. Unless the effort history and current trust match up with the perceived possibility, alongside effort received, then output. Fucking that perceived possibility really is a siren song. Bloody hell. I'm not gonna be able to finish this tonight. But don't say that you're sorry. We almost grew close. But don't say that you're sorry. You don't really want me, no. Rejection sensitivity is a bitch. I heard that you wanna be something. You're already something. I guess we'll never know. But don't say that you're sorry. Don't say that you're sorry, no. You don't really want me, no. I can get it and understand if they don't believe me and don't ever want to believe me. To call me a liar as if I fucking put in no effort at all? Please fuck off with that. I'm the one who's stuck. That's all. I'm sorry for trying to find a safe space in you. That was my mistake. Oh. If I have to say this is a scale with the weights tipped by the number of tabs, then this is the center point. To the left is total conflict. I don't want that. I don't want total conflict. I don't want to invest my energy where it's not wanted or needed or fucking appreciated. If that means... That means unresolved feelings that I can't ever get to touch on my end. I never get to sit or linger with, except when they show up. That's what last night was. Me just fucking sitting with my unresolved feelings and trying to visualize. Trying to give myself a visual on the reality, on what it felt like to me. But also acknowledging what the truth was. The person I'm looking for doesn't exist. The person I ran into doesn't deserve to be put against such an absurd fucking standard. They deserve to be happy and live their own life. That is why I chose to walk away, damn it. They are worth living their own life instead of getting lost in someone else. I am worth more than having my efforts and attempts to communicate completely and utterly dismissed. I'm worth more than me ignoring myself when the reality is sitting right in front of me. You don't really want me, no.